What is up? You know the drill. This is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. Nothing I say on here is an indication for you to buy or sell anything. All this is just the documentation of my own trading journey. Okay. With that being said, we talked about crypto in the last one, and I told you I was going to come back and I figured since it's been about 2 weeks since I actually did a video, since before that last one, um, I'll tell you what I see stock wise, see how stuff is looking. If I don't mention a stock that I've already, said that I had, doesn't mean that I don't have it. It just means that there's really nothing going on that's worth time talking about it. It's just basically doing nothing. Like Coca-Cola. I still like Coca-Cola, but right now it's just at a spot where it's not in danger of just being nothing, but it's not really, you know, if you wanted to scoop up Coca-Cola right now, I would choose to scoop up Coca-Cola, but I really wouldn't. Actually, I would wait. Right now, I like to play them so I need like a kind of confirmation for stuff to go my way, which in this case I'm playing stuff to the upside. Um, because it's at that point to where it's at a good spot to where if it trends up in a couple of days, cool. I can either add to my position there or I'm okay knowing my position going forward is going to be worth more. Okay. Um, Now, why I say that is because it's at that point. So if I don't get that movement and I get a different type of movement, then I'm gonna start thinking about, should I take some off of Coca Cola or put some somewhere else? I'm just giving you an example of what you normally do. Me personally, I don't think I'm gonna take away from anything that I already said that I had. Like it's in that spot, so I wouldn't buy it looking at it chart wise, but because I like to play myself, I wouldn't mind adding to it if that's what I was going to go for. Now, I do see better opportunity out there. For one, Ford is one that we talked about for a minute, and it is at I want to say it's on the edge of going to a 52-week high, right? So I think the price is around 1350, 1360, somewhere along those lines, 1360, 1370. When I looked at it like chart wise, it's got a little pattern going out. I can't tell you what the name of the pattern is because I don't remember it. Um, but I see like a decent breakout, like a $1-2 breakout that it could have. Um, Basically any moment now is okay. So I'm either getting rejection from that or I'm getting continuation soon on forward. Wolf looks like that. We were talking about that a little bit in the last one. I haven't, excuse me, I still haven't added anything to that position. Like I said, I don't know if I wanted to buy options. I didn't know if I was going to buy the long out options or if I was going to just buy, a lot of options a couple months out. But I told you that my money was tied up because of other plays, and it is still like that. It didn't move anything. Everything stayed the same. But, you know, I'm giving you an update on how these look. Looks good. News wise, nothing bad. But nothing really good, but nothing really going on. It's just the stock looks good, okay? Um, Another one we're gonna talk about, we talked about before, was GNS. So it's the squeeze play that I'm still in. Okay, and what I see on it chart wise is I talked to you before about a 200 moving average. Now, if you don't know if you don't know what that is, or you weren't here last time, just know that it is basically an indicator for a stock. Um, it tells me the daily, like what price it should be at right now on average. Okay, and how people use it is if your chart is trading above this line when you have it loaded up, right? You'd be able to see it because it's a solid color line. Mine's yellow. If it's above that line, you're in a bullish market generally, okay? Because if you're above your average price that you should be at, then clearly your stock is overperforming, right? As it stands right now. Um, Either way, and then on the downside of that, the complete opposite. So what you want to watch for is typically people like to get their positions in when you bounce off of this line, okay? So what had happened was when GNS came out, this is a play we talked about before. We can say that they're a Bitcoin treasury company now, and the CEO is saying that they have a lot of manipulation in their stock. I have seen this stock before. I have played this stock before, and that company, I will say, has done multiple different types of things to try to um, fix the problem that they're at. Okay, I haven't seen them go in any direction to where they just completely change course of them believing that they're being manipulated on the stock market. Um, the only thing that I'll say is like when I go back and look at the things that they did, there's some things that's like if you do that, this clearly just helps them. Okay, a lot of it was dilution. Like this play has been going on for probably 3 years, but like I said, I haven't seen it look as good as it looks right now in a long time. So anyway, it hit that 200 meter, went below it, came back up. Now it's paused right at the top, 72 cents. Okay, so that's why I'm still there, still holding on that, and I haven't heard any dilution. News wise from them, what I did hear was they actually, I don't think it was their board, but it's like a stock repurchase program that they have set up. Either way, they just went and bought, it's just 1 million shares, but either way, they bought 1 million shares worth of, I think it was worth about $700,000 because it's only 72 cents if you're buying 1 million shares. So that's for that. GNS looks good. I mean, would I buy it? That is a risky play. Like I told you, when I play plays like that, the percentage of money, if I have $100 available, right, I'm only gonna use like five, right, five or three, or two, or one, but different amount of money, you know. Either way, next play I'm thinking. I gave you Ford. Ford also has no news on it. Okay, it just looks real good and it's real quiet. Kodak, we pretty much covered that yesterday. The only thing I'll add to Kodak is I told you about the person on the board that they had buying all those shares. What I will say, the price action that you see in Kodak, and I don't know if I clarified it or said it when I said it in another video. I've only seen that price action like that so many times, and like when you have price action like that, normally you have some kind of news. And when I say price action, I mean basically like stock market opens at 9, right? Closes at 3. That's a session. Okay, 2 to 3 of those in a row, you can have price action. Price action is basically what your stock ticker is doing. Okay, so if it's $1.40 today, the other day it's $1.70, the other day it's 80 cents, the other day after that it's $2. Okay, it gives you like a range, right, to where you can figure stuff out. Now, what I'll say is just how by watching how it's just continuously gone up and how it goes up, like you can clearly see buying, but it's not um, like mechanical buying. It's like clearly somebody is going in and picking out which time they want to buy how many shares it is, and they're just accumulating a whole bunch of shares, okay, because they've been trending up and they just recently had their first red day, and that's the day that I haven't seen any buying like I did in the past 2-3, okay, but it lines up like it's still good, it's still bullish. Like if I was sitting back and I didn't have a position, I'd be like, and I wanted a position in Kodak, this would be a great place to pick it up because it was just trading at 972. This is basically the support level, right? So if you go below this, then that's something I'll watch for. But like if you can stay right here and it looks like it's trying to build momentum, or if it just trades sideways for a couple of days, like in this area, I would scoop it up. I would definitely scoop it up. But anyway, yeah, the weird thing about that is that kind of price action normally has news to it, but they're not saying anything. Now I've seen this before. I can't remember the play, but whenever it was like that, same type of price action, but there was no news, that stock went crazy. Okay, I don't know why it does that, and I don't know what it is. Okay, I just know that whenever you see price action like that and the stock is moving like that, and it's kind of a big name, or I'll just say it's just one of those names. Okay, like in one of those companies, it's not even like the most profitable. It's just a well-known, iconic kind of company. Okay, that's all I'm trying to tell you. Crazy buying in there. All right, so that's GNS. We did Ford, Levi, GNS, a little bit of Kodak. Talked about Coca-Cola. Said that. Circle. We'll talk briefly about Circle. I said that that's a $500 stock. I still believe that that's a $500 stock. It's down at $80. That's just how it is. It's just down at $80. Would I buy it? If I wanted to increase that position, I personally would. If I wanted to, but this is a play, but it's like a crypto play. So it's not really like, it's not like Wolf. Okay, it's not like, I can't even say that because I'm technically dumb. It's not like Kodak, because that's the one play I'm on right now to where it's just building out. Like no profit, no nothing. It's just, well, there's profit, but it's just now getting started. If you ask me, okay, I'm not a financial advisor. Like I say, if you ask me, how Kodak looks, that is something that I would be focused on buying. And Ford would be something I'm focused on buying too. Um, Ford is a lot safer than Kodak would be, but for me, it's just I like that play. GameStop, still have some GameStop. Don't go crazy about it. It's a company. CEO is Ryan Cohen, and they have about $6 to $9 billion in like disposable money that they can do whatever they want to with. Okay, and basically everybody says that that stock is still manipulated. So if you put the dots together, 3%, 5% portfolio in that is not bad. Did we talk about Levi? I don't think we did. Levi still looks good. Levi is one of my long term ones. If I did want to scoop some up, I definitely would pick some up right now where it's at. Like I said, a lot of these are slow grinding. We're still waiting to see when the market wakes up. Now, I believe that that's it stock wise. So, like I said, if I gotta come out here with an update, not tomorrow, but probably for sure on the weekend, I'll come in with a video and tell you what I see on Friday. I am watching a couple of stocks on Friday, but I got to see how it plays out. Nothing different than I've already told you. Crypto wise, you're still, if you notice it, if you paid attention to it, now this would be price action, right? From when we last talked about Bitcoin, if it gets above 93,000, right, and it has that direction, it'll be like a sign to me that basically we're gonna start going higher on the price of Bitcoin. Now, in these past couple of days, if you've been paying attention, or even if you haven't, if you've been paying attention, you could say, I know the price action of Bitcoin. But that's just an example. Anyway, you're bouncing around from like 89,000 to 93,000. Okay, that's not big because it's just crypto. But like if you pay attention to before this past week or 2 weeks or whenever we just shot up to 93,000 again, like Bitcoin was basically it was trading and you would have movements, but they would be so slow. Okay, like it's volatile, yes, but by Bitcoin standards, not that volatile. Right now, when it's doing what it's doing, these are Bitcoin standards. This is Bitcoin standard volatility that you're seeing. Okay, so I'm hearing a lot of people talking about, oh, the chart pattern that it's on right now, it mimics like a year. It's like 2022 or 2021 or 2022. Either way, they're saying that if it's the same chart pattern, you got a little bit more down movement to go before you start going up again. You can focus on the part that says, it's going to go down in the short term before it starts going up again. You can focus on the beginning or you can focus on the end. Now, you can try to pick and time this thing, sell your stuff, come back later. You can do that, sure. Why not? You can do whatever you want. I'm not your financial advisor. Now, would I do that? No. Why? I mean, there's tax reasons. One, because you now you're going into wash sale. So if you're going to sell, you already bought. You go to sell within a certain amount of time. Then you're gonna wait for the little dip. It's gonna bottom out. Probably gonna come back in. Probably gonna mess up again. Probably gonna come back in. Probably gonna mess up again. Okay, but we're not gonna add those. Just that one sell and that another buy, and then I'm gonna do it at the bottom. That's a wash. Okay, that's one reason. The second reason was the reason before that. That was just trying to basically tell you was you can't catch a falling knife. Okay, so you normally what do? You have a plan ahead of time. So right now you're thinking to yourself, if it drops to this price, this is how much I'm going to buy this. If it drops to this price, this is how much I'm going to buy this. Okay. And then if you had a plan in the beginning, when you're at this point and you're like, well, I don't want to sit there and lose money. Okay. At the beginning of that plan, it was this money that I'm using, I'm okay with it going away. Right. Just like gone. Very important. That is a very important part in your plan to where when you get to right now. Because there's few people that can sit here and just be like, yeah, I'm cool. I'm just going to let it ride. Theory is still right. Everything's still good. It's just I'm not right now. There's few people that'll actually be able to sit there and go through that. Yeah, but either way. So, anyway, I'm sorry I got off the topic. But that volatility that you're seeing in Bitcoin again, regardless if it's the previous cycle that is going off of or whatever, and long term up. I can't tell you what it's going to do in the short term. Only thing I can tell you is like the levels I watch to know what's going to happen. And to be honest with you, nobody knows what's going to happen. That's what they do too. They watch the price action, they wait and see confirmation, and then they come in and buy. That's what you're supposed to do. Like, people do everything, but you can do whatever you want, whatever works for you. But a lot of traders do it that way. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, whatever move that we get now, we're going to have an explosive version of that move. So if it's a weird move and it looks like it's going down, you're probably going to get an explosive move down. If it's a weird move and it looks like it's going up, you're probably going to get an explosive move going up sometime between now and the next, like, I want to say a month from now. Okay. But again, watch for those crypto laws. If they try to push one through Christmas, that's probably what they'll try to use to make that thing go up. But if we don't get it until when we're supposed to get it, which is the first quarter of 2026, we'll just be chilling till the first quarter of 2026. Okay. That's the thing on Bitcoin, or on all of crypto. Really, you can take that with it. Everything else looks good on that end. On that end, haven't talked about XRP in a long time. I know that we're an XRP channel. That's how we started out. Looks good, man. Like, you honestly, just with a lot of this stuff, it is sitting and waiting. I understand how people will feel. I get it. However, I'm going to tell you, like I tell you all the time, I don't believe I'm wrong in a whole lot of this stuff. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's okay. But leaning off this intuition is how I got to where I am. Okay. And let's just say I feel like I'm just getting started. Okay. So that is your update. I'm out of here. Be blessed. Peace.